parasites and cleaning out your gut. So a lot of problems with folks start off in the gut. And sometimes your thyroid, like if you're having hot flashes, thank you, Layla, for following the live. If you suffer with hot flashes, oh, thank you so much. If you suffer with hot flashes, sometimes that's not premenopause and it's not menopause. Sometimes your thyroid is because testosterone is trying to take over. So you may have a little bit of facial hair, chest hair, and hair growing, pubic area that might be a little bit too much. So you'll see an excess of hair. All right? So that is one thing. Another thing, oh, thank you so much, Layla. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your support. So we're going to talk. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday, August 20th. Woohoo! Boy, time is flying. So I'm Miss Patricia, for those of you that are new and are not familiar with me. This is Wildish by Nature, an herbal company. I do herbal teas and I do a small limited amount of body products like lotions, soaps, salves, and that's pretty much it. For men and for women. So anyway, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today I'm going to do a bonus hour, okay? The bonus hour is for women's health. And today we're going to talk about a few of the herbs for women's health. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So you have to, as an herbalist, you have to pick what you're going to work on, and you have to select the best herbs with the best energies that are the most helpful for the community that you serve, okay? So because it's women's health, we're going to talk about menstruation, and we will be talking about menstrual cramps, menopause, hot flashes, all of those things. So today is a perfect day. It's raining outside here in Texas. Good morning, Chris and Mr. John and Gabriel Diaz and Christina. So what we're going to do, hi Carol. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off, I always make teas. So today we're going to do a tea that's a multi-use tea. So this tea is really good, and we used this yesterday. If you were here for yesterday's episode, we were talking about parasites and cleaning out your gut. So a lot of problems with folks start off in the gut. And sometimes your thyroid, like if you're having hot flashes, thank you, Layla, for following the live. If you suffer with hot flashes, oh, thank you so much. If you suffer with hot flashes, sometimes that's not premenopause and it's not menopause. Sometimes your thyroid could be out of whack. It could be too high, it could be too low. So you want to check if you're having a continual episode of hot flashes. Check your thyroid if you're not in line for menopause, premenopause, and all of those women's issues. PCOS. What is PCOS? That is polycystic ovary syndrome. And I don't know if any of you have it. Good morning, Billy and Irene. I don't know if anyone of you have it, but it is a condition where the testosterone kind of overrides your estrogen, your female hormones. You get a little bit too much. Oh, good morning. Thank you very much. You just got the #1 gifter badge. So the PCOS is you start developing little hairs. Most people that have PCOS have this certain body shape, kind of like an apple, and they get this menstruation that is completely out of whack. It could be too heavy, it could be just spotting, it could be random, showing up and then disappearing. Most of the time it lasts more than 9 days. So there are a population of women that has that, and you're welcome, Layla. That is something that you may want to speak to with your OBGYN, so they can try to narrow down if it's your thyroid that is out of whack, or if you're really having this polycystic ovary syndrome, okay? And most of those people get extra hairs because testosterone is trying to take over. So you may have a little bit of facial hair, chest hair, and hair growing, pubic area that might be a little bit too much. So you'll see an excess of hair, all right? So that is one thing. Another thing, oh, thank you so much, Layla. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your support. So we're going to talk about just 4 herbs today because, like I said, the list of herbs is endless. It is endless. You can just find herbs everywhere, and there's always going to be something for someone. So there's different things you want to address. Your thyroid, you want to make sure your gut is clear, and to do a really good cleanse, make sure that you drink some of these teas to rebalance your ovaries and your mind, because sometimes your mind is disrupting your body system. There's stressors and your body starts going a little cuckoo. Thank you, Mayat. Let me see if I can pronounce your name. Gaylord. So thank you very much. So let's start out. We're going to make a tea today. And I don't have any of these female issues, but I'm going to, thank you very, very much. I'm going to definitely try this tea because I love some of these plants specifically. But because it's endless, we're going to go with something that we used yesterday. Black cohosh is very good for women, okay? We have black cohosh. We have red blossom clover. That's a very nice one, very gentle, but very strong. Now we're going to talk about each plant individually, and we're going to talk about red raspberry, okay? Red raspberry, these are women's herbs, okay? The red blossom clover, red raspberry, these are specifically for women's conditions, women's problems, okay? So you can make a nice gentle tea. So we're gonna make just I may not put the black cohosh in this one, but I just wanted to give it an honorable mention because it's really good, especially at the end of your pregnancy. Some of these plants, I'm going to go over them in detail. Some of these plants tone your uterine, okay? It tones up that area. It makes it ready for giving birth. So if you're about to go in labor, some of these herbs are really good at that last stage of pregnancy, at the very last trimester, right before maybe the week you're about to give birth, maybe a little bit behind schedule with your due date. Then you can tone your uterus and it'll get it ready and toned for you to have a nice, easy delivery. Wouldn't say easy because I had twins and I had a daughter. Labor, cesarean, it's not easy by any stretch of the word. Both of them, to me, are torture. But I wouldn't change it for the world. But I do, trust me, I've had my twins by cesarean, my sons, and I have my daughter naturally, and I don't know which one was worse. I'm still out for debate, and it is many, many years later. So let's go into the first one, okay? The black cohosh, it supports your reproductive system. So if you're having problems trying to conceive, you might want to try a black cohosh tea, okay? It comes out looking like coffee when you make it, but it's not bad. It's not a horrible tasting one. Kind of a nutty, like a mild nutty flavor, but that supports your female reproductive system. So if you're trying to conceive, what are we putting? Put it in the comments. Black cohosh. C-O-H-O-S-H. Okay? And I'm going to write that down. Okay? Black cohosh. Black cohosh. Why is my marker not writing? I need another marker. It's not writing. These markers are so unpredictable, it's ridiculous. That's for your reproductive system. If you're trying to conceive, if you know somebody, your sisters, daughters, best friends, tell them black cohosh if they're trying to conceive, okay? Now, the next one, let's go over for cramps. What do we do if we have cramps during the menstrual cycle? I mean, those are very annoying. Some people get mild ones. When I was a teenager, mine were mild. I only had it for 3 days, and it was here and gone. I never had a problem with that. But there are people, sisters, friends. My oldest sister used to suffer really bad. She would hide under the blanket, and she would be there for the whole 7 days. And she started early in life. I think she started at 9 years old. So you can use, for the cramps, something as simple as ginger. Ginger, a cup of ginger tea. You can pair the ginger with some black cohosh together. That was you? So, yeah, so you can have a simple cup of ginger. Everybody can find ginger. I'm trying to give you things that you can find locally. If you can't order it from me, you can get it locally. Ginger, organic ginger, have a nice cup of warm ginger, okay? That'll slow down a lot of cramps, okay? There's wild yams, there's so many, but we're gonna stick with ones that are right here in front of us so we can keep things super simple, okay? So that is ginger, ladies. If you're having problems with serious cramps, have a nice warm cup of ginger. You can add your honey to it. You can actually, here's one that I don't even have on my table. But if you do a cup of cinnamon tea with a clove and some cinnamon, oh my God, okay? You can do that. You can add, oh, thank you so much. You can have a cup of cinnamon tea. The inflammation, all that throbbing that you get in your uterus, all that throbbing will subside with a simple cup of cinnamon tea. And you can add some honey. You can add a clove. I don't know if a lot of people know what cloves is. Thank you, Gaylord, for adding the product to your cart for that book. Here is the book right here, The Healing Weeds. I have 5 common weeds that you can find in your community. It's a thin book, but it's also a forager's guide where you can go out and you can pick your plants and you write your notes of what the plants did for you, okay? And where you found them, are they in good condition? We'll talk about those plants in a moment of when you go outside and look for plants, okay? There are recipes in here. There's things for inflammation. There's all kinds of medicines in here. You got to grab this book while you can, okay? And so now let's go on to the next one. Okay, the red clover. Okay, the red clover has been used for centuries. Oh, thank you, Layla. Has been used for centuries. Nowadays, it's commonly used to help ease menopause. So if any of you are right now suffering with menopause, the night sweats, the hot flashes, that's what the red clover is for. Okay? So you want to get that? That is this one. This is what it looks like. Red blossom clover. Okay, you can make a nice gentle tea with that. And that is for night sweats, menopause symptoms, and your hot flashes. A simple tea. Okay? That's what it is for. A simple tea for night sweats. I only do teas, other than the body products, I only do teas because I just want to keep things simple for people and for my business, and also help you guys, help my sisters. I had 3 sisters. I have nieces, and there's so many females in my family, and we see each other, best friends, girlfriends, girls in just in passing. Okay, and a lot of females suffer with the menopause or the hot flashes because they're premenopausal. Okay, so you want to make sure that you can drink these teas. Now let me tell you, some of these teas are not for every person. Okay, they're not for every person. If you're having other underlying conditions, if you're taking any kind of medications, please, 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 please talk to your OBGYN, especially if you are a person that bleeds easy, your cramps come fast, okay? Red clover products contain chemicals called isoflavones. We all heard of that. It's on a lot of food products. And you can take red clover in doses that provide up to 80 milligrams a day of the isoflavones for up to 2 years. Okay? It's tolerated by most people, but sometimes there might be somebody that might get some muscle aches, they might get a little bit of nausea, they might get a little bit of vaginal bleeding. So make sure that you talk to your OB/GYN. Okay, please, please, please make sure you do that. Okay, you can have it in a tea. Okay, and it's also good for libido if you have a low sex drive. Thank you so much, Layla. It's also good for libido if you have a low sex drive, if you're having mood swings, if you're having sleep deprivation. And it's also good for your skin and your bone health, all during your menopause. Okay? So that's something for women that are having menopausal symptoms. Okay, I just saw somebody's message and it just disappeared. Hi everyone, hi Eve. And so it's a medicine for a wide range of health issues: osteoporosis, arthritis, hair disorders. That's the red clover, guys. That's the red clover, okay? So if you're having any of these issues, and you can always DM me, I'm going to post this whole footage on YouTube. You know, TikTok doesn't allow you to post an hour's length video, but you can go to YouTube and see it in its full entirety. If you need to go back and review something, you're welcome to DM me. So let's make some red clover tea, okay? We're gonna do some red clover tea, and I'm going to put just a few in the filter here so we can see what color the red clover tea. So again, this one is for libido, mood, sleep, skin, both bone health. While you're going through menopause, thank you, Miracle, for following the live. Thank you very much. Hot flashes, osteoporosis, arthritis, skin, hair loss, hair disorders. Let me get the water, and we're going to make a blend of the red clover, and I want to put a teeny bit of the raspberry, just a little bit, because I don't need these right now, but I want to show you what it looks like, okay? So we have some red blossom clover, and we have the red raspberry. Those are women's herbs. While we're talking about the women's herbs, I have something else that goes along with that. So we're going to put some tea. Let's let the tea steep for a few minutes while we talk. And I will show you something else that I did with the red clover. And we'll put the top on here. Let that steep for a few minutes while we talk about something else that might help you. So we have here a bath salt called Goddess. This is also has the red raspberry leaves. We have tulsi, we have the red clover blossoms, and chamomile, and it smells divine. So it's a bath salt with the same medicines, so it can attack your body and relax your body at the same time. So you can have a cup of tea and you can take a bath in it and just really get those cramps and those hot flashes all calmed down and settled, okay? So that is that for the red clover blossoms. That was the 7 health that it helps you with, okay? Now, we're going to go now to red raspberry leaf, okay? Red raspberry leaf. We're going to put some of that in the cup so you can see it in the little dish. I just want to give this a stir, and so we can see what color. So this is a very light, mild, it's a nice mild tea. So I started selling these teas back during COVID. 5 years now. So this is it. This is the red clover. See how light it is? It's the red clover and the red raspberry. So it's not going to be red. This is the color, okay? Very light, very delicate tea, as it should be for women, right? Nice, delicate, light tea. So now we're going to show you the red raspberry, what this looks like. And you can see the difference. So this is the red raspberry, see? And this is the red clover blossom. So I make blends, whether it is to bathe in, or whether it is a tea to drink. Now, A lot of herbalists say you should not put something in your body that you can't eat. So if you can have this tea, then you can bathe in it, okay? It's a beautiful way to calm all of those female hormones that are going cuckoo and all of this different stuff, okay? So those are 2 teas. Now let's see. It looks like it's nice and steeped. So I like honey, as you guys know. I'm gonna put some honey in my cup, and then I'm going to pour myself some of this tea. I'm just gonna have a little bit because I don't have those problems. I don't have menopause, I don't have cramps. I got nothing. Nothing, I tell you, nothing. So, cheers. Might be a little bit too hot. Yes. Very delicate tea, okay? Remember, don't take anything unless you talk to your doctor. If you're on estrogen pills, if you're on pills for mood swings, any kind of medication can have a serious interaction with these teas. Teas are medicine. Pills and prescriptions come from plants. So 2 plants may not be compatible. And if you're taking one thing and then you try to take something else without letting your doctor know, you're going to have an adverse reaction. Tea is medicine. So you want to be very mindful and respectful of these plants because you really can get sick, okay? So some of them cause blood thinning. So if you're on a blood thinner, you want to check. And I'm not talking about these 4 specifically, but just in general, you want to talk to your primary care doctor just to make sure. Let them know I'm considering plants, I'm considering a natural way of healing, and I want to leave alone your pharmaceuticals. You can tell them that, but then you want to also do your own research and make sure that whatever you take, that it does not interact with another medication. Okay? I don't know if someone was trying to get in. The feature is not available. Let's see. So, but anyway, that is what this is about. So we have, again, the red raspberry. Now I said I was going to go over 2 different things. And these are in your medicine, in your kitchen pantry, okay? Kitchen pantry. Think of that. We're going to get some cinnamon. And this one really, 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 really works. And some cloves. If you do not have access to money to buy these teas from me, if you do not have access to transportation to go get them, you will always have cinnamon in your pantry. Just go. This is McCormick's. I'm not plugging McCormick's, but this is cinnamon. This takes away inflammation. This and cloves. Let me show you what a clove looks like for those of you who have not seen cloves before. You could put these in the ham, or you could cook with these in spices like pumpkin pie. So it's these little things that look like little nails. 1 of these, 2 of these, plus a teaspoon of cinnamon as a tea, and all your female cramps will go away literally like in 20-30 minutes. Literally. And that I know because I take those. I do make cinnamon tea. Anytime my body gets cuckoo, I troubleshoot it. And that's what I'm going to call this remedy. Okay? Cinnamon and cloves is a troubleshooting antibiotic, antimicrobial. Okay? And this one is also antifungal, the cloves. So get that in your kitchen pantry. You have toothaches, cloves. Athlete's feet, cloves. So many things that you can do. This is an antibiotic. These cloves are antibiotic. Get these in your kitchen pantry ASAP. Get cinnamon in your pantry ASAP. It could be fresh, it could be powdered, doesn't matter, okay? And you want to make sure that you have something on hand so you can stop the cramps. Once you stop the cramps, then you can, guys, is this live? I don't know if they kicked me off. Can someone say, I can hear you? So what you need to do is have those two in your pantry if you want to troubleshoot any little thing that comes your way, okay? Athlete's foot, toothaches, cramps, inflammation, not inflation. That could be a term for inflammation as well, inflated mucus, okay? So those will, all right, thank you very much. Those will definitely troubleshoot any kind of pain. And that's for male or female. You don't have to be a female to take advantage of the ginger for pain. You don't have to be a female. Ginger is for everyone. Ginger and lemon, okay? And I said this yesterday if you were here. If you keep your body with a proper pH balance. Now, I'm going to tell you about the pH balance because you have two. You have one pH balance in your tongue, and there's another pH balance in your urine, okay? So you can check, if you want to check your urine, the pH balance, you can get the little strips on Amazon, or you can go to a pharmacy. I'm sure Walmart and everybody sells those little pH strips. I have some here, but Lord only knows where they are. I have no idea where they are. But I will post them. So you can use ginger, and you want to keep ginger and lemon will keep your pH balance normal, not too high in the purple range and not too yellow and orange in the acid range. You want to keep it right in the middle, okay? So it's a challenge to do these things all the time, but the sooner you do it and get on top of it, the faster you heal, and the likelihood of you getting, thank you very much for the follow, Ms. Foster, Mia Foster, thank you so much. And good morning, good afternoon if you're on the West Coast, East Coast. West Coast is still morning. I was about 8 or 9 there. East Coast, New York, Pennsylvania, all of those areas are definitely 1 o'clock. It's lunchtime there. So, morning, you're in the morning? Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Foster. So, like I said, cinnamon and cloves, if you can't get yourself some tea, if you are broke, if you can't travel, if you're homebound, if you're sick, whatever is your story, you should have cinnamon in your kitchen pantry and cloves. This is your antibiotic. If we get another attack of COVID or something, whatever they try to throw at us, have cloves. Drink clove tea. It is an antibiotic. Your chest, your respiratory gets infected, clove tea. Okay? You want to make sure you have those things in your kitchen pantry. Doesn't mean to go hoard and buy 20 bottles of cloves and, 60 bottles and a case and a pallet of cinnamon. You don't need to do all that because it does have an expiration date just like everything else. So you don't want to overdo it and you don't want to become a hoarder, but you should at least have of cloves, just in case, because the winter's coming, at least have 5 jars of these, okay? Thank you very much, Joe, for following the live, and thank you for liking the live. Make sure you have at least 5 jars. So let's say 1 jar per person per month in the winter, so you can eradicate anything coming your way. When you come in the house with galoshes, if you live upstate in those cold places, have this, because those soggy boots and socks, you get athlete's feet, you work outside, you're a contract worker, you get athlete's feet, just put this in some oil, warm it up, and rub it on your toes. This will get rid of the athlete's feet. I know I'm off topic about the women's information, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys have this in your kitchen, okay? Cinnamon and cloves, antibiotics, antifungal, antimicrobial, all of this stuff. So I'm going to have another sip of the Red Blossom. If anyone has any questions about cramps or anything, or any kind of questions, if I can answer it now, I'll answer it now. If I have to research it and DM you, I'll be more than happy to do that. Feel free to DM me if you have questions about one of these herbs. The topics that I cover are very limited. I cover the mind to make sure that we have herbs to relax and to get away anxiety and stress and all of those mind invasive types of thoughts, okay? Then I cover respiratory. Because of COVID, that's how I got started. So that's what I cover, respiratory, with the echinacea and all the plants that cover bronchitis, they cover flus and coughs and colds, where I do the elderberry syrups. Those will be in the shop. What is aura? Oh, you're talking about oregano? Oh, if you're talking about oregano, absolutely number one to be in your house. Oregano is equivalent to this. It is yes, oregano and cloves, number one, competitive, both of them, excellent, excellent, excellent. The only thing is that oregano is not an antibiotic. You can't sleep well. Okay, you can do chamomile, Joe. You can do chamomile. You can make a combination of chamomile and lavender tea. And you can actually find that. It may not be the best quality, but I can mail you some. My teas are $6.50. Chamomile and lavender tea. You can get it in the Walmart. It's very good. I try it. It's a very good quality. If I don't have herbs here, I will be the first one in the tea aisle for the lavender and chamomile. Okay? Try to also, Joe, you can also do like those lavender pillows. I have one right here. You put the lavender pillow on your eyes and get your room fragrance with lavender. Get lavender spray or the little plug-ins, whatever makes you happy. But turn your room into a lavender garden, and trust me, you will be knocked out, especially with the chamomile inside. Now there's some that are a little bit stronger. There are herbs that, like poppy, thank you, poppy, like California poppy. If you remember The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy fell asleep in the field of poppies. That will put you to sleep. That's a little bit stronger. So I always suggest something mild first because I don't know you personally and how severe your sleeping disorder is. But start off with lavender and chamomile. If that doesn't work, after 3 to 4 days, then you can upgrade, and I'll help you talk about the poppy and some other ones that are more, a little bit stronger, okay? So we'll have to go over what, if you're taking anything and whatever else are underlying conditions that are creating this nights of sleeplessness, okay? So the tea was very good, and I don't need it, but I'm going to drink that one. That one tastes delicious. So, and that's a mild blend. So if anyone else has any questions, we can do that. And let's see. Hype me up. How are you? Interesting name. Hype me up. Hype me up. So these baths, also this one is for men, Stormy Waters. This is a relaxing teas, Mediterranean salts, and all different types of herbs for you to relax. There is actually lavender in this one. I'm pretty sure I put lavender in this one. Yeah, lavender. So this one is really good also. And these baths, if you, I don't know, a lot of people don't have bathtubs now in their apartments and in their houses, but that's another one that is nice and relaxing. It smells like ocean breeze. It's outside. It's called Stormy Waters. That's a nice relaxing bath, and men can take baths too. You don't only have to be a female to pamper yourself and to get yourself to a place of healing so you can get a good night's sleep and go on with your day. Okay, I just wanted to talk about one more thing about the raspberry leaf. It alters your metabolism of your estrogen and it reduces symptoms. It also high in vitamin B6, which binds itself to your estrogen, your progesterone, and your testosterone receptors. So it balances those specific hormones, okay? That's the red raspberry leaf. Now, I hope I didn't miss anything. Let me take a look and see. It doesn't appear that I missed anything. But let's talk about the book for a second. So I have this book. I can ship them out. And I don't ship overseas or anything. But we have 5 weeds that we're going over. Okay? When you buy the book, you will not be disappointed. These are herbs that you can find in your local area. Okay? Now, when you go outside and you look for herbs, you do not want to get them by a driveway where they're going to have toxic fumes from the gas tank. You don't want to get them by the roadside where cars and dogs and animals are right at the roadside. You want to go into the middle of the park or into the middle of the woods to look for the plants that you need. You can have dandelion. Of all parts of the dandelion is for inflammation, for arthritis. You can have the plantain, which is a lot more vitamin nutrient than spinach. Then there's chickweed, which cleanses your liver. And let me see, what else did I put in there? Plantain is for scars and cuts and bug bites and things like that. It's a topical thing. So that is pretty much it for today. I think I've been on for an hour. And what I'm going to do now is finish up this tea. If you guys have any questions, if no questions, we're going to wrap this up. But my thing doesn't write. So we're talking about women's health. This is not right. Let me get my other one. This red one. Okay, so we talked about women's health. We talked about antimicrobial and fungal, sleep disorder, and things to have in your pantry. Pantry refill, okay? So that is the things that we went over today. Now, if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask. If you want to be confidential, you can send me a DM. I do answer all of them, and I will try to find out information for you based on the information that you provide. In order to get, like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm just an herbalist, and we're not allowed to diagnose people or recommend specific dosages or anything. But we are allowed to share as much information about plants that helps you on a healing journey, whatever that is, okay? Layla, you were phenomenal today, and I really would like to, I don't know, maybe, because I'm only here Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, guys. That's my schedule for the live. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, from 11:30 to 12:30 on those 3 days. The other 4 days, I'm in the garden, I'm out shopping for plants and for medicine and taking classes, making sure I'm certified in the areas that I need to be certified in, okay? So, but I appreciate all of your support from all of you, and I appreciate you sharing the live, Layla. And I will be back on Monday. And Monday, we're going to talk about relaxation, the mind, how to use aromatherapy, different ways, and different things that we can do to create an environment where we can have peace from the inside out, okay? Where we can stabilize our mind in this crazy world. We all got crazy stuff going on in our heads. Sometimes we can't even go from one room to the next without forgetting things because there's so much going on. So with everything going on, I think, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here as well. So Monday, we'll talk about how to clear your head, and I will have a collection of herbs. We'll make some teas, and maybe if TikTok lets, we can play some vibe music and have a nice little vibe going, and just everybody. Actually, we can make Mondays dedicated to relaxing to get us ready for the crazy week. What do you think, guys? Let's make Monday our day of relaxing and getting our head together. All right? And I appreciate you all. Be blessed, stay safe, and be alert because it's going bonkers out in that world. Okay? Okay, bye-bye.